Hey, Sack Guy here. Today we've got a Rough Rider Reserve. It's the model RRR0014. Came in the black box, which had a tin inside of it. Kind of cool. And it was wrapped up in the microfiber cloth. Well, it was wrapped in the wax paper and then the microfiber cloth. One of the funny things about this is when this knife is wrapped up in the cloth, the paper and the cloth, it's a tight squeeze getting it into the can or getting it out of the can. I had a little problems getting it out. But let's go over this. They call this the clasp knife. I kind of think it looks, well, it reminds me of a powder horn. So I just think that's kind of cool. Has stainless steel bolsters with nickel silver pins and shield. I think that's cool. And then on the back has nickel silver pins. Black Macarta scales. And look at the back here. You can see got brass liners and D2 steel back spring. The blade is made out of D2 steel. Has a half stop on opening. And you can see those brass liners there very well. And we'll look at this real. There we go, Rough Rider. And then the model number D2, made in China. The fit and finish on this knife is pretty good. It's also got, here in the end of the handle, it is a lanyard tube. It's got a brass tube going through the handle there, which I thought was kind of interesting. Now I'll go over the specs real quick on this. Closed, this is 4.5 inches. The blade is 3 3/8, and the cutting edge is 3 1/16 inch. The blade at its widest point here is 1 1/4 inches. Opened, it is 7 7/8 inch. And it weighs in at 4 ounces, but surprisingly to me it doesn't feel that heavy. It's very well balanced, so got a nice feel to it. And like I said, the shape just kind of reminds me of a powder horn that I just think is cool. Now, back many years ago when I was growing up and whatnot, this would be considered a back pocket knife. You'd have it folded up, have it in your back pocket. I knew a couple guys that would take their knives and have their back pocket have a seam sewn down it so that the knife would ride vertical in their pocket instead of horizontal. But most people I knew that carried a back pocket knife, something this large, would just have it horizontal in their back pocket. It's a pretty cool knife. Clasp knife, has a half stop on it. It is a slip joint. It's not a locking blade. I think this would make a really good skinner and general camp knife, really. It's kind of cool. Like I said, I don't buy too many of the Rough Rider Reserve knives. Just buy the ones that are interesting to me. I haven't seen anyone do a review on this one yet, so I figured I would do one. Well, that does my little review on this. If you have any questions or comment about the Rough Rider Reserve clasp knife, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.